I think that's it. Okay, that's interesting. This number is going up. So, hi everybody. I am Blake Cabot. I am the owner of FacePaintcom, and I am thrilled to have, and there she is in all her glory, Marcela Bustamante in Florida, I'm in Connecticut, and we're going to be doing arm designs because arm designs are a little more COVID friendly than face designs. And so Marcela wanted to do this, and we're always delighted to have her, as always. And we're going to have a fantastic model who loves Batman. And for those that are kind of, we did a poll, and I guess we're going to do this every time for a while. And I am asking the question, I've been asking this since for the last couple of times. Do you have a gig in the next 30 days? And at least the people on Zoom, I'm asking that poll, and they say, and the answer is 3 people have gigs, and 25% do, or at least of the professional face painters, about 3 out of 11 do. So that's more than it used to be. It was like 1, and then before that it was 0. So there's some face painting, some ballooning, and some others interesting. Probably because they don't have a gig. Okay, so thank you very much for that. And with that, I will show results. Click on this, and Marcela, take it away.
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. How is everything? I hope you're doing well in this pandemic, practicing and, getting ready for when we come back. Let me see if you, okay. We should practice, and maybe you reinvent yourself and you're doing or practicing something different. I'm doing that. I'm doing balloon decorations now. I have been doing some balloons, but I have, just a couple of clients that I used to do annually. But now I'm trying, to offer my current clients, other face painting clients, this balloons. And yes, I'm doing
good.
Well,
some people have got some arm design things. It called them tattoos, oddly enough, and that worked better. And another person has an airbrush gig.
Oh, okay, all right. So airbrush is good. It's a very good option instead of the regular face painting. I would say that's I was thinking and offer that in my regular gig. I have I used to work in a restaurant every Thursday, and it's the kids' night, and I know that they won't call me to do face painting, at least for this month. So I was thinking and offering airbrush tattoo. It's a great option for them. Okay, so the first one that I'm gonna do, very simple. I'm gonna use a stencil and a split cake. So I load my sponge with green, and I'm gonna add some green over there, darker right here, and fade it in, and same thing right here. All right, so now I'm gonna load my 3/4 angle brush. This is a blazing brush, and I'm gonna load it with the blue right here. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we got people from all over. We got England, we got Italy, Elaine from Australia, clearly, and Lupita from Mexico.
Hi, Lupita, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Okay, so once I load the brush.
Here, thank God. Hi, Gabby. Hey, Zuri.
Okay, let me load it a little bit more. I need more water. And
he always does that. Cracks me up.
Okay. Okay. And if I'm gonna have the I'm gonna mark right there and right there. Okay, just a little bit so I know where should I stop.
A little higher. Move the camera a little over. Or
Lower?
the arm? Yeah, like that. That's perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So.
Ireland. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna start right here. See, I have the dots over there, but I'm still gonna bring the colors a little bit here and with a wiggly movement, something like that. Right?
And so when you start doing arm designs, like what do people ask you for arm designs?
They ask for logos that I don't like to do logos because they need to be perfect. They need to be done perfect. If not, like characters, you know, like specific characters. That's why I don't like to do them. I like more like freestyle and create, I don't know, something abstract instead of copying something. I'm not good copying, but they ask for, you know, whatever you can offer them. Like, do you want a fairy, a princess, some flowers, or for boys? Like, if you have stencils today, we're gonna use a lot of stencils. Let's see, I'm doing this. Do you want like tribal design? That's the fastest one. So I'm gonna do blue right here for the wings. Okay, and with the same sponge, I'm gonna load it with light blue.
Hello, Wisconsin.
And right here. So the body's gonna be light blue, and the wings dark blue. You can open the clear. Take this. So I open this fine glitter. This is vivid glitter.
Okay.
And while
Jacqueline will be on next week.
Oh, yeah. She changed the days, right?
Yeah, she changed the dates with you.
Yeah. Thank you, Shaki, if you're there.
I don't think she's here.
Okay. So I'm gonna put this. This is a beautiful, like frozen Elsa color. Blue. Are you happy? My model is happy to hear that.
Hello, Los Angeles.
Okay, so I apply the glitter while it's wet, and then I'm gonna take this very carefully and put it outside.
Oh, where's the head?
So I have there the
Where's
head.
The head? Where's
Hi.
Where's the head?
I thought this was a cape and this was the legs that way.
Come on, the wings. The wings?
No, I thought this was a cape and this was the legs and the head would be right here and this was the arm.
Okay. So
Customer is always right.
Yes. I'm gonna load my Flora brush with a wax base white. I'm not double loaded, just white. The consistency needs to be very, very creamy and rich. Okay. Then test. Then test. Are you gonna correct me on everything?
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah, she is. Can I answer that for you?
All right. So I'm making this flower.
Like dentist.
Then this, I say.
Oh.
All right. So the other flower, I'm gonna place it right here. So I have a nice bow.
Hi, Patty.
Patty.
Ready?
All right. And so once I have this right here, this one right here, I'm gonna start doing some line work with
Zuri's loving this.
Oh.
Good.
Hey, Mommy.
I couldn't hear the name, her name. So I'm gonna load around number 4. blazing brush with the same white that I did the flower. So yes, like arm designs and chest designs, I think they're gonna be more popular than face painting.
Also masks, I would think, because if you can wear a COVID mask, you can do a forehead design, right?
Yes.
Because if people do masks, then they don't have to take off their masks.
Yes, absolutely. Like no tigers,
No full face
faces.
designs. Yeah.
Yes, no. I have this.
Someone asked, Mary asked, is the round number 4 same as the swirl number 4?
The swirl. What she say? Yeah.
Is the round number 4 same as the swirl number 4 for blazing brushes?
Well, I don't have the swirl. The swirl I think is from PayPal. I have 2 number 4s. One is the round, and the other one is the ultra points. And the difference is that the ultra points, also number 4, has like that very long. You know, it has a longer hair. See the difference? And that extra fine tip. Okay.
Well, Patty says that she's sending out a lot of love. She thinks she's she says you're a rock star, my friend.
Aw, thank you, Patty. I love you.
You don't play music.
Zuri thinks she thinks forehead designs are great, especially if they have a big forehead.
Yeah.
Kind of think Frankenstein, right? So Frankenstein has a big forehead, so you could really put a mural on.
I have a 5 head.
Hello, Argentina.
Oh, who's there? ¿Quién está ahí, Argentina?
Gabriela Maquillaje.
Maquillaje? Oh, yeah. Artístico.
Artístico.
Yes.
Infantil.
Infantil. Muy bien. Hi, Gaby. Hola, Gaby. Okay.
Hi, Ruth.
I'm going to fill this with lines, of course. Okay. And if you want, you can outline some of the parts, not everything. Just a little bit. You don't want to take a lot of time with this, just three minutes, you know. And then if you have time,
maybe move the arm a little bit to the perfect.
Right here? Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
And let me see if I can put lighter. Looks better there?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Okay.
The lighting's great.
Okay. Then with the chopstick, I'm gonna apply right here, right there. The only problem about the chopstick is that you have to remember where you put it because you can't see it. So, you know, when you come back with the glitter, I'm gonna use this one. It's a vivid glitter as well.
And
so I put it right here, right?
And thick.
So I choose this color because it has yellow and blue, and I'm applying this.
And purple. And green.
Next to the blue. All right.
And blue and pink.
And blue and pink. All right. So we have the first very simple design, like the fairy with a rainbow. If you have a bigger arm, you can make this longer and maybe add a few more flowers. You also can do the flowers with a round brush. Francie, let me see the other your other arm. I'm gonna do the flower. I'm gonna show you some flowers with a dagger brush.
Interesting. Lucy said she bought a lot of Tattoo Pro stencils on FacePaint.com. Thank you for that. And she's recently going to start training on airbrushing.
Oh, that's good. That's smart.
Well, why did I take it on both of my hands?
Good, good.
And Iris thinks your design is beautiful. Olga Iris.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Iris from Illinois.
Yes, I mean, this, like, same design for when I take my airbrush, set up, I used to have a board, a board with the designs. Okay, I pre-made the board at home, and then I put the options, and I try to make it easy for them, because if you take, like, I used to bring all my stencils, and it takes a lot of time to them to decide what they want, and they used to touch my stencils, and I feel uncomfortable in that way, so I prefer show them, like, I don't have anyone right here, but an option like a picture,
a board.
A board, yes. With very simple things, and then you can add some, or you can change the colors, of course, that. Okay, so another flower that you can do is with a dagger brush. Okay, double loaded, so you can make like this. See? And you can change.
Hi, Virginia. Hi, Trinidad. First time we've had somebody from Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, so you have like another kind of flower. Of course, let's turn this one to another design. My model gone.
She left?
Yes.
You got your hands full.
Yeah. So if I put this, let me see if I can adjust. Can you see well?
Yeah.
Okay, so I make one right there and another one, different size there, and okay. So you can make this like this, and then add some color. Some.
It was a very want to know what brush it was. That was a dagger brush, right?
Yes, that was a dagger. Is one side is straight and the other one is curved. See, like this.
Yep.
And with this one, you also can make like a tiger line or animal print. Let me show you. Let me see, right here. See? You can use that also for arm design. You can add some little flower over there. Some
that's very pretty.
Yes, abstract design. Okay. Over there, and then you can make some little flowers with the same one. Or you can, I cannot use the stencil now since I don't have model anymore.
On your dagger brush, which size was it?
This one is a 1/4 dagger. It's the only one dagger that I have. 1/4, yes.
You used to have 3/4 and a 1/2 inch.
But no dagger. It's a flat one.
Okay.
It's this one.
Well, I found it. We're selling it on FacePaintcom. We got 2 of them left. Should you want them?
Okay, the dagger?
Yeah.
That one is very popular.
Yeah.
Dagger is a popular one. It's a little bit hard until you get, to use it. But once you learn how to, you can find some very good ways to use it, and people love it. You can make like this. Okay. Let's see if I can outline this. Okay. You can fill the negative space with another color.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Gilbert wants to know whether you're Brazilian, or is maybe is the line work kind of Brazilian?
Oh, yes, it can be. This one is great for chest design too, because you can add this in the center and then bring some lines this way and this way. And it's gonna be good. Now you can still add in, some line work there. All right. Over there. And then if you want, you can add some glitter too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
You can always add glitter.
Always. Okay, I have my backup
Model
right here. Yeah. All right. Any questions?
Okay. No, not so far. It's everybody seems they're really happy about seeing some designs because they're, I think the need for good arm designs because everybody's so used to doing face designs and cheek designs and that kind of thing. We've done I don't know how many webinars on various face designs, but we don't do a lot of arm designs, and I think it's especially in this time, it's something that would really it answers some of the questions for some of the parents.
Yeah. And it's gonna be very popular, I think. Another thing that you can use.
That's the face painting board from somebody's asking about that.
This one is the sweet stencil, the sweet practice board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's this one. I also have the sparkling one. Both of them are great. Another thing before using this, another thing that I want to show you is, other options, talking about options instead of face painting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Henna is great. Okay, if you know how to do henna, offer some henna. And if not, if you don't feel very confident, or if you don't want to offer henna, but you have the glitter gel, even the Magritte or the American Body Art or the Mama Clown one.
Yeah, there are definitely some liquid glitter gels out there.
Yes. So you have.
Go ahead, please.
Yes. You have different tips. Okay. Some of them came with a metal tip, and some of them with this one. Choose the plastic. I prefer the plastic because it doesn't clog so often as the other one. All right. So I prefer this. But what you can do, okay, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Someone's actually asking for a boy design, so we're gonna have to bring the Batman back.
Yes, I'm gonna do it. Okay, right here. But what I want to show you is
Marcela's daughter doesn't like Batman.
Okay. So you can use this, to complete the design that you're doing, or you can make an entire design with this. Okay.
Right.
Let's do one. It's another option, Very simple thing. Let's do a flower. All right. Of course, this class is not about the flower. It's just the options that you can get now during this pandemic and until everything come back to normal. Okay. Same thing. This is very good for moms, you know, for teenagers. And basically you're doing the same thing as you would do with a brush. The only thing, this one, it takes like 10 minutes to dry. Okay, it takes a little bit longer. You have to be very careful, but and always try on the hand before putting directly to there, because they used to, sometimes they separate and they get too liquid. So always try it.
So one question was, how long does that take to dry?
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a great option. No face painting. Okay, I can do temporary tattoo. And then you bring this and the henna or even the airbrush.
Yep.
But this one doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't request any special skill. It's just what you do with face painting. You can do it with this, and you can sell it as temporary tattoos.
Yeah, like a glitter tattoo of sorts.
Yeah, glitter tattoo. But the difference between the regular, of course, I mean the regular glitter tattoo with stencil, this one lasts only, you know, until you wash it off. It's, I mean,
right.
It doesn't have any glue.
Mary loves this option.
You too? Okay.
And Jackie and Bianca are here too. Jackie, we talked about you earlier.
Hi, Jackie. Hi, Bianca.
And we're having Bianca coming up this week, so she's going to be talking about her sponges and some other things you can do during this.
Ooh.
So
I have to watch that class too. I love Bianca's classes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you don't have to have all these colors. Only a couple. It doesn't take a lot of your space. If you pack, you know, everything in a small box, just another option. All right.
Yeah, it's a good option. Okay. It looks beautiful.
All right.
Marcela, do you do airbrush?
I do, but I don't have the setup today for the airbrush.
No, I know that. But Gabriella was asking for our next webinar, to do airbrush tattoos, which
I can, yes, I can show you how I do regular. I mean, yes, airbrush tattoo. I use the 6 guns system, which is amazing because you can have, you know, 1 white, 1 black, and then 4 colors, the primary colors, and purple, for example. And you can do a lot of tattoos in like nothing of time. In a couple of minutes you can do, you know, 2 minutes per design. And clients love that for big events, for corporate events. They like when you tell them that it lasts, you know, this tattoo will last for a couple days, and you can do that many in so little time. They love that option. And in summer, you know, I live in Florida, so that is a very, very good option. You don't have to do like face painting with airbrush, just the arms. It's very popular. But yes, I can show you how I do mine and my setup.
Sure, that'd be great. We were talking about doing this kind of the end of August, so it may be a while, but we've got a lot.
Or maybe before. If it's that one, we can do it before. I mean, we can talk about the dates later, and we let them know. Okay. All right. So let's do the Batman design.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love Batman.
I have this one, which is super cool for the foreheads or big arms for daddies, for example. Okay. This one is the whole stencil. It's a K03, but I'm not going to use this one but I want to show you because it's a great option. This one it has the little ones, and then this one, and then I have this other one. This one is a sweet stencil. Okay. And then you have a couple options too.
Yeah, we've got a Diva stencil that's kind of in the Batman stencil
Okay,
realm.
that's good. Yes, anyone that is, you know, a little bit bigger than a quarter, or depending on the arm. But you know, I don't like to have the big ones because sometimes those 3 or 4 years old with those little skinny arms, you cannot apply
so
that. You have to have an option like, you know, this big, or the other stencil, that the one that you mentioned, that one is super good.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, so for the other one, for this one,
Hi,
I'm
Sandra.
gonna use this cake. This one comes in the palette,
The Fusion palette.
the fusion one. Yes, I don't know the name. Well, it's one of the last ones. Let me see which one. It's the Happy Pixie. Okay, this one came right here. So I'm gonna load the sponge in this direction. I'm gonna spray a little bit on the sponge and a little bit on the cake, and load it.
Someone asked, are airbrush tattoos safe for children?
Yes, super, super. And then you have two options. That's what I like most. You have like the water-based paint, which is hybrid. Is made of half of alcohol and half water-based. That one lasts a couple days, but it's very, very easy to wash it off with soap, to soap water. And the other one is the alcohol-based, or the ink. They call ink. That one, yeah, lasts like 5 days. And it's
Yeah, that one's harder to
good.
get off.
That one is harder. You don't want to use that one for the face, just for the arms, for the body. And you don't want to do a body painting with that one because the model is gonna hate you. But it's a very good option for corporate. That one, you know, that they want the logo, to apply the logos to all the attendants, so they can come back, you know, with that logo. And yes, so basically you have those two options, as it is very safe. Either one of the paint, the hybrid or the alcohol base, are safe for both. But the alcohol, you don't want to use it on the face. All right. If you have any other question of airbrush while we're doing this, it's perfect. Because I know they're asking that because of the pictures that you use for the ad. There was an airbrush. So maybe they're confused, and I apologize.
Or maybe we were just talking about it and they were interested in it.
Yeah. And the thing is, okay, yes, I'm about to move and I have everything packed. But yes, it was a misunderstood. All right. So, but if you have any other questions, just let me know. We can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can do like a triangle right here. And then I'm going to use the Dagger with black. Load it up. I used to have two blacks. One is the wax base, and the other one is a glycerin or water. I mean, the regular white, yes, glycerin. So when this one is too wet, I how do you say, like dabber or
dab?
Yeah, dab right here. You know, so it's a little bit dry. And I also have the same thing with white. You don't want that dabber too wet. Okay, that's the perfect consistency. And when you mix both of the consistency of the black, that paint, it's perfect. Okay, this is still wet. What are you gonna do if it's still wet and you are in a hurry? So you're gonna take the back of the sponge and then absorb the extra paint. All right. All right. So probably now it's ready to we're gonna use this one.
How do you clean or sanitize daubers?
Same way as the brushes, but the thing is now I think I will have to have more than one dauber. I don't use a lot of airbrush, honestly, on my regular gigs. But if I would do that, even with dauber or with the sponge, let me tell you something. I did an event 2 weeks ago. I did a birthday party, and I was expecting that everyone wear a mask, and keep the social distancing.
And no one did it.
Nope, not at all. So, of course, I was wearing my mask, and I was, using one brush per kid and one sponge per kid, which is hard because I don't used to do that. I know that in I think Netherlands they use one per person, but here in Florida I use one sponge per color. So I was thinking like every step I was doing before the action. So, and with the white, when you're doing your line work, you load the brush a lot of times. You don't use just one load and do all of them. And so I keep one cup with the sanitizer, the Silly Farm one. What's the name? You know the name, right, Claire? The Blake, the one that
the Silly Farm sanitizer. Well, I know Beauty So Clean.
yeah, like that soap, that solution.
Okay.
And let me see. I have one right here. Oh no, it's not here. It's packed already. Well, I'm sorry, I don't have it right here, but you know which one, the Silly Farm one. And then 2 cups with water. So, I put it first in the water, then in that solution, and then in water too, and rinse the brushes, and still, I do that, the 3 steps.
Brush bath, that's what.
Yes, the brush bath. I was doing that when I have to load back more than one time the same brush for the same person. But I used to do that with just the lines. But no, if I using the one stroke, no, I just, one stroke, when I don't have any more paint, okay, put the brush on the side and then keep going with the design. And same thing with the sponge. I use like the 3 part of the sponge. Use 1, 2, and the little bag. Of course, my hands were dirty, and I keep putting the hand sanitizer, after every kit. But yeah, it's not easy. It's different, and I think we need to get into this and practice.
Actually, we're out of brush bath, so I'll give you the ones we do have.
Okay. Okay, so now with the number 5, I'm gonna make some tribal design.
Okay.
Actually, we can add some texture to this one because it's kind of plain. So we're gonna use the white. Same thing, and with a different dauber. Okay. Okay, try to make this like no thicker right here and thinner right here. You can add some stars. And then if you mess it up like this, you can add some dots. And you can put some glitter on top and voila. No one will notice.
Good. That's a good solid Batman.
All
Your
right.
daughter might even like that one.
So I'm gonna make one right here. Actually, with the water-based paint, oops, you can make these steps too. The line work, you can make it with the Pro Air. That. I make double lines.
Nice.
And I connect them with a U. It's kind of, you know, right here. The kind of tribal design. And then right here, I can make circle. Okay. Always try to make thick to thin lines.
Oh, actually, Mommy, I'm not leaving. I thought it was for me.
She's not leaving.
Are you okay?
I thought it was real, but it was
Okay, it's like a U right here. And then always following the flow. Okay, and right here we can make like this hook. And up here.
Ruth says that frames really well.
What's he say? I'm sorry?
It frames really well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's right. Okay, something like that. You can make double lines. You can add some dots in white, or you can add some colors in the negative space, which I think green will be nice.
Green will be nice.
Green there. Oops. So you can ask them if they want glitter. Most of the boys want glitter too.
Well, you can always put on glitter, but everybody knows how to put on glitter.
Yeah.
At some level. I mean, I know Jacqueline might disagree with me, but
so the dots that we're gonna do is different sizes and to emphasize like the flow. Okay. On top. All right. We have time for one more, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got 12 minutes.
All right. Awesome. All right. Let me see. Hold on.
Everybody loves that design. Gabriella says it's a great design.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. I have the school one, but I'm gonna. let it dry. So this one is
glitter, of course, says Jackie.
As you can see, I use it a lot for airbrush, and I didn't clean it up. So this one is one of my favorites. Of course, the whiter ones are amazing, amazing. But when I want to do something super quick, and you know, this one is, I mean, I always have this one. And this one is another pattern that I love. It's the vivid glitter stencil. So we can combine. We're gonna combine those. All right.
Sure.
So to make something different, I'm gonna load the sponge. I mean, not load. Spray the sponge. This is a combination of the Leanne's palette too. Okay. Use that. I'm gonna keep the dark outside. Okay.
Oh, where's the cascading diamond stencil?
This one is a vividglitter.com.
Okay, and what's the name of it? Maybe we sell it. Maybe we don't.
Jackie, are you there?
Jackie, what's it called? She'll tell us in a second.
Yeah. That was, she gave me this one. We did an event together. It was my client that she hired us for Airbrush Tattoo, and where we were cleaning, I was cleaning and preparing, not cleaning, but preparing the airbrush. It clogged, how do you say, it clogged, and then sprayed all over the table, all over Jackie, and all over the client that she was painting. And I was like so embarrassed. I said, no, I can't believe. And it was my first time that happened. So I will never forget this airbrush. I mean, this stencil, it reminds me of that. It's nothing about the stencil. It's, you know.
This reminds you of that time.
Yeah, just that time.
Hi, Nadine.
Okay. So maybe I do this right there, this, and right here, this part. Leaving like those spaces and creating that movement, you know. And if I want to extend this to a point right here or with a flow like this, I'm gonna add just the bigger part right there and fade it into the other one.
It's called Vortex.
Okay. Awesome. Oops.
Which we do not sell. So go to vividglitter.com. Yeah, you are, Nadine. This is the end. But you could watch it again if you want to see what it's like. It'll be on Facebook Live, so if you want to watch more of it.
Okay. So I'm gonna start adding, you know, lines like framing. And if I come right here,
it's an interesting design.
Another option is the Elisa Griffith colors, the palette, the Pro palette. That one is so good for the summer. And if you use one lollipop per kit, it's super easy now in these times, you know, to keep using that. Okay, just try to keep, and then some white. Of course, the skull doesn't look so good because of the plastic. The plastic was a little bit wet, but it's this one, okay? It's super good. And for the airbrush, when you do this one with airbrush, it looks amazing.
And what's the name of that that stencil?
This is a BAM stencil.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1312.
Okay, so I can find that one.
Mm-hmm. That one, like the
Yeah, we've got that.
flakes, yeah, the snowflakes and the stars. Those like you have to get this kind of stencils.
Yeah.
You can add them on everything.
Irma says hello.
Hi, Mita. No bingo today? Here in Orlando, we have a huge community of face painters and we help each other a lot. It's a very nice community.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And of course, you can add the glitter or you can add this liquid one. Framing this and emphasizing the dripping.
Bingo's on Thursday.
Bingo. Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
Perfect.
So you have this one, Batman, and the other ones that I show you before. So I hope you like it and that you incorporate some of the techniques or the ideas for your next event. I know that, slowly, but they're gonna come back and I hope we get back to normal very soon. I think most of us are wishing for that, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody. Ruth said she called you the queen of face painting.
Oh, thank you.
And thanks for the links. Makes it easier to spend money. That's good. And Patty loves the whole arm design thing.
Oh.
And Mary thinks you did great instructions. Much appreciated. So thank you very much, Marcela. Thank you very much, everybody. Stay safe. Wear masks because God knows we all need it. And thank you for joining us. This Wednesday, we're going to have the thrills of having Bianca. And then next week, we have Jacqueline, who's watching this thing. And she's going to talk about fancy masks. So next Monday. So have a good evening and have a good week. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye.